If you watched my last video, you know that I am 7 months pregnant and I feel it. This is the last trimester and your girl's going through it. Hello, I'm Judi the Organizer. Welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, welcome. In today's video, we are diving into episode 2 of Judi to the Rescue. Yes, most of you guys loved that title, so I decided to go with it. And I feel like there's a little ring to it too, so I really love it. So thank you for participating. But as before, we're gonna be diving into a viewer's space. I'm going to be dissecting it, and I'm also going to be giving them my own professional tips that I would give to myself, clients, so that they can organize their space efficiently, productively, so that it fits their current lifestyle. So with that said, let's dive right into it. So this message comes from Shay, and her message reads, "My husband and I have been trying to make our closet work for years, and they recently had a baby, and they just can't figure it out. So they're looking for budget-friendly ideas that can help us maximize our closet to function for both of us. They were considering gutting the entire closet and, just spending a lot of money to renovate it, but at this moment they can't." And basically it reads, "I'm hoping you can give us some advice to help us make the closet work for us. I've been reviewing your space for weeks now, so hopefully I can give you some tips that can really help you tackle this issue." So let's go on to the next step. This is Shay's space. So this is the main closet or master closet, and it's in her bedroom. And this is where her and her husband's clothes sit. As you can see, it's not super large. I would consider this to be a small to medium closet. And for the most part, both of their items fit inside the closet. As you can see at the very top, she does have her seasonal items. She told me that she's removed her seasonal items from the closet rods, and it looks like they sit at that top shelf. They are vacuum sealed. So that's good because that automatically created more space in her closet for both her husband and her clothes. So that's good. So at this moment, it's kind of like a battleground. It looks like clothes are everywhere. Well, at least on the bottom, it looks like there's shoes, there's bags, there's just no true space for things. Even though her husband has the left side, she has the right side, it's still visually cluttered. Once you walk in, all you see, well, not all you see, but what you see is clothes and a lot of empty space, which means that you're not using all of your closet, even though you can, but because of the, I was gonna say smorgasbord, but because of just how everything is kind of just thrown in your closet, it just looks like it's just, I was gonna say mangled, but it's cluttered. It's cluttered. Let's be simple. It's cluttered. Anywho, let's go ahead and plan it out. So my vision is a space that celebrates both Shay and her husband, and they're able to walk into their closet, find what they need with ease, and honestly enjoy being in their closet. Actually, I think that should happen in every room in your home. You should enjoy being in it. So with that said, the first thing you need to do is to take everything out. You do have a small to medium closet, so I feel like you can do this. Of course, designate some time for this because this is a time-consuming project, and you want to be able to at least, maybe not complete it, but be 90% done at the end of the day rather than 30%. So take everything out, either place them on your bed, on the floor, on a closet rod, whatever, wherever you need to place them there. You want to be able to see your items. So as you go on to the next phase, you want to be able to make decisions easily. And when you can see your items, you can make said decisions easily. When it comes to small spaces, we tend to overpack it with items, and that's usually the issue. Even if you feel like you've decluttered 3 times and your space still looks cluttered, it's because you didn't declutter enough. Because you have to base decluttering on the size of the space the items belong to. So when it comes to your closet, you have too many items that sit in your closet, which is why it looks cluttered, even though there's about 2 closet rods that aren't full. So declutter and ask yourself these questions. Do these items fit me? When's the last time I worn this item? Is it damaged? Do I feel confident when I do wear it? If you do need to keep the items, like if they're for work, maybe pick the best ones out of the category of work items. Be very strict with yourself and very honest as you're making decisions, because you don't want your space, again, to sit with clutter because they become this, and that's not what you want in your space. You only want to hold on to items that focus on you, that make you feel good, that just represent who you are today and not who you were yesterday or who you want to be. So once you declutter, it's now time to categorize. And there's so many ways you can categorize. I've mentioned this in episode 1. You can do like with like items. You can do seasonal items. You can do colors. Categorize based on what works for you and not what works for me or anyone else, because it has to make sense for you and your husband or whoever uses your closet. My lips are very dry. So once you've categorized, it's time to think about designated spaces for said items. You already told me that the left side is your husband's side and the right side is your side. So you already know that, which is good. So now let's focus on your side, which is the right side. Where do you want your items to sit? Where do you want all your work items to sit? Where do you want all of your tops to sit, your bottoms to sit, your blue items to sit, your yellow items to sit, your skirts to sit? Where do you want these items to sit inside your closet? It's very important. So you will no longer be wasting time looking for some jeans because you know exactly where your jeans sit. Speaking of jeans, I did notice that you do have it looks like leggings in a bin that sits on the shelf right in front of your closet door. And I also noticed, I couldn't really make out what was in those large baskets on the right, but it seems like you have like maybe some blankets, maybe your linens, maybe like extra items, like accessories that don't necessarily need to be visual in the closet, but need a space. It's also time to figure out where those items are gonna sit. So once you've figured out what you wanna do with your items, it's now time to bring them back in. But before you do, let's figure out what we're gonna do with those shelves. So right now, that shelf that sits at the top, right when you walk in, it looks like that's where you have your vacuum sealed seasonal clothes. We're gonna designate those to some organizing bins, some storage bins, some storage containers, whatever you wanna call it. But we're gonna designate those to items that need to be in your closet, but don't necessarily need to be hung up. On a second thought, I would probably hang most of your seasonal clothes, since you do appear to have extra space on your closet rods. If you don't want to hang all of them up, I would then fold some and place them in bins. You can also place them in another closet so that they are out of your main closet and out of the way. So like I said, it appeared that you have leggings in one of the bins and then you have like maybe linens. I would suggest that you put those items at the top, assuming you may not need to use them every day. If you do need to use your leggings every day, maybe putting that bin on the bottom shelf may work best for you, but if you don't, keep it at the top. I'm trying to create symmetry as I'm designing and planning out your closet. So with that said, the storage bins that you'll be bringing in will be much smaller than the ones you have now. The ones you have now are a bit too large for the shelves in your closet. They're sticking out and it takes up space. Outside of that, they're a little bit dark. And when you are working in a small to medium-sized space and lighting isn't as bright as, not it could be, but isn't as bright, it does darken your space. So we are gonna bring in some lighter bins and we're gonna bring them to the top. So you may need about 5 to 6 medium-sized bins. And again, those are gonna hold the items that need to be in your closet, but don't necessarily need to be hung or can be hung. So these are some great options that I found online, which I would definitely use in your space. And of course, you can also find other options that work in your space, but I would suggest, again, go a medium size, not a large size. Large is too large for your closet. Medium size will work perfectly. So now we're gonna go over to the right shelf on your side, and we're gonna designate those to your handbags. You did say that you have no space for your handbags, and we need to create a space for them. They will no longer sit on the floor. They now have a designated place on your shelf. Now you can stack them next to each other, and whenever you need access to them, you can walk over and get them, assuming that you use them more frequently. Also, if all of your bags cannot fit on that shelf, I would suggest that you stuff your bags with bags. So let's say, for example, you have a large brown bag and you have 3 small brown bags. Maybe you can put those 3 or 2 small brown bags in the large bag so that you know that your brown bags sit in this bag rather than separating them and taking up space. This is only if all of your bags cannot fit on the shelf. If they can fit on the shelf, you place all your bags on the shelf. These are some great shelf dividers that would work with your closet system that I find are pretty good quality. So let's assume you've created designated spaces for all of your closet items with the exception of your shoes. So right now your shoes have no space. I did notice the bottom closet rod was pretty empty. So I would suggest that you, one, either fill it up with all of your bottoms, or you keep it as bare as it is and you add a shoe rack. Now you can place your shoes on the shoe rack rather than on the floor. Or let's say you do fill up that bottom rod, you can then use your beautiful door. I love a vertical space. There are so many great, good quality shoe racks that hang on the door, and that's where all of your shoes can now sit. Let's assume you don't like the idea of hanging them on your door because you've had them on your door before and that just didn't work. Then I would suggest that you use an underbed shoe organizer. These are great because you just place your shoes inside and you can just tuck it under your bed. I love these. I've used this in my home and in many clients' homes, and I feel like it's a great way to add storage without making it visible. So either add a shoe rack, use your door because it's a vertical space, or you place them under the bed. All right, so let's focus on the left side, which is your husband's side. We're gonna pretty much mimic what you're doing to your side to his side, but what we're not gonna do is bring back in that portable closet. We're gonna keep that out. We're gonna put that away and store it somewhere else or donate it because you no longer need to use that. You did mention that this side did have a closet system with a shelf, but it broke. I would suggest that you go ahead and add 2 closet system rods and shelves to this area. So you're gonna double it up. I did do some research and I found that Lowe's carries your closet system, or at least something similar. So you should definitely check them out and see if you can find a size that fits your closet. I believe once you add those double closet rods, it's really gonna open up your closet and transform your closet, since now you have extra closet rods to hang things. Let's see how we can add some style to your closet. So already off the bat, your closet is dark. And that's because that light fixture is not illuminating your closet enough, in my opinion. Look for a light fixture that fits y'all's style, but also fits the closet size. There's different ways you can figure out what fixture to add to your closet, but definitely look that up and see the brightness of the bulb and the size of light fixture you need to add. Of course, I wouldn't go with something too big. I wouldn't go with anything too small. It needs to be medium sized to where, again, it fits the size of your closet. So if you know the dimensions of your closet, I feel like you can come up with the perfect light fixture that will not only look great in your space, but illuminate your closet, which more brightness in your closet, it opens it up and just completely changes the way your closet appears. I would also update your hangers. I did notice that you do have some velvet hangers, which are great. I would suggest that you go with one color and you fill the entire closet with that one colored hanger. It looks like you have a beige color one rather than the darker color hanger, and just stick with that. If you are trying to get away from velvet, I would suggest go the rubberized way. A rubberized hanger and a velvet hanger are basically the same. It's just that they use different material, and with the rubberized, you avoid lint. I'm a person that don't like lint, and I feel like the velvet hangers do hang on to lint a lot, especially the darker colors. So, or at least they're more visual on the darker colors. So if you're someone who wants to completely change it up, definitely go with the rubberized version. I have that all in my closet and I love it. If you don't want to change it up, of course, only stick with the beige hangers and that's it. It will completely change how your closet looks. And of course, you can always go an extra step and completely paint your closet. You can add different designs on the walls, add some photographs that kind of speak to who you are, who you want to be. I already see that you have some affirmations on your door. Maybe expand that and frame it and just make your closet an oasis for yourself. And if you wanted to go a little bit further, I would add some type of sitting stool in your closet, which would add a little bit of color and texture to your closet. And now you can put on your shoes inside your closet rather than going on the bed or sitting on the floor. I would also add a step stool to your closet because you're gonna have to reach those high shelves. And at the end of everything, of course, make sure you add labels to all the organizing products that you'll be inviting in. And I really mean to the bins. It's important that you know what's in said bins, especially since they're not gonna be clear, and that it's easy to find what you need with ease and easy to maintain your space. So just with a little bit of tweaks, a little bit of turns, a little bit of add-ins and removals, you can really create a closet that speaks to you, that works for you, and that you actually love. So hopefully these tips brought some insight into your space and it motivated you to reorganize your space and create a space that you love. Thank you so much, Shay, for sending in your photos and your videos. Thank you so much. And hopefully this video helps you. All right, guys, it's your turn. Send in your photos, send in your videos. I'd love to tackle your space. I love these type of videos because I get to help you guys from a distance fall back in love with your space, which I feel like everyone deserves, because at the end of the day, our homes are our oases and they're supposed to be the place that we love the most and we love being in. So if I can create that for you, then I'd love to do so. So send your videos and photos to me via email. My email is always in the description box below, and hopefully your space will be the next one that I dissect. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you for watching episode 2 of Judi to the Rescue. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.